One time we was in a tuk-tuk and he basically took us down like this alleyway. Half your budget is gone on drinks. We came out without being too graphic, took him to a dark alley. He didn't know where he was. The true travelling experience, I feel like, is... Hello everyone, welcome back to a new YouTube video. Today I'm doing a little cheeky Q&A. I want to answer some of your questions that you've got from travelling, because I always get the same questions. Most of the questions are about money, which I'm very happy to go into, so we will talk about that later. If you are interested about the route, my last video was about a whole route of 5 months of travel, so if you are interested in that, then I'll put the link up here, which I have learned how to do now. Yeah, so I'm really excited to just get through your questions and answer all your questions about travelling, and let's just get into it. Okay, we are in a little bit of a cozy position. But there is absolutely no way I'm sitting upstairs. It is so hot. I'm just gonna get them up on my Instagram. These are all the questions that you're asking. So let's start off with the most popular one. We might as well. How much was your trip overall? Did you have a budget? We came out with 10,000 each, so we had 20,000 collectively, but it was 10 grand each. That's not in any way saying that you need to save that before going travelling. We just saved that because it was in lockdown and we managed to save 10 grand each before going. Well, I think we saved for about a year or even 2 years, not even knowing that we were saving for travelling at that point. Each month we spent £1,000, so that's roughly £35 a day. And I think that was very, very easy to do. Like each day, if you're not actually doing that much, you're not doing an activity that day, you could even spend like £20 a day, £15 a day. So then that time you're saving money that's building up for maybe if you spend like £100 on a flight, if that makes sense. We went out for 5 months. I'd say we spent 6 grand, like £6,000, and honestly I just think that's like, we made memories of a lifetime. Obviously, as you know in all my other videos, I say how amazing it was, so the money is 100% worth it. A couple of questions was like, where was our favourite place that we went to whilst travelling? My favourite place whilst travelling, everywhere that we went to, was Thailand. I feel like Thailand was something very, very special. I didn't really see anything like that anywhere else. Like the food markets that you went to at night time, honestly, nowhere in the world have I ever seen anything like that. All of them are like motor vehicles, but like such smaller versions on a motorbike. So yeah, that's probably what I would say was my favourite place, and Joe did actually say the same. I'm going at the end of the year. Was it easy to ride bikes out there? I've never done it before. Very, very easy to ride a motorbike. I've never rode a motorbike in my life, and I never rode one beforehand. And literally when I come home, I was telling everyone like, I want to ride a motorbike, I want to get a motorbike, and I was so close to getting it, but I've decided against it for now. So easy to get around, so cheap. To fill up the whole thing, we'd pay like £1 each to fill it up for like 3-4 days, like 3 days maybe, and then you'd have to do it again, but like it's absolutely nothing. To rent it, I think we pay £2.50 each a day, so like, you know, you're getting taxis everywhere every day whilst travelling and stuff. It's so much cheaper to go on a motorbike. But to be fair, most of the time Joe was driving and I was in the back, so if you're travelling alone, you're quite wary. I know a lot of people have gone out travelling there and they haven't rode a motorbike, so if you're a bit wary about it and you're not sure about driving a motorbike, there's so many other things like Grab. If you've never been travelling before, there's an app called Grab. It's literally just like Uber, whatever you'd get here, and you can literally get food delivered, motorbikes delivered, you can get a taxi, you can basically do anything you want on this app. So you can always do that. You can also just jump on the back of anyone else's motorbike. Not anyone else's, but like for example on this app called Grab, you can order a motorbike and to take you to a place, and it might be what, like 50p. Right, there's questions in a part 3. The first thing is things to avoid. I could quite literally go on about this for ages. I'm not trying to scare you off travelling, but you need to know that there are a lot of things to avoid. You need to be very street smart. Nothing happened to me and Joe. We are so lucky. What we're doing, just so bloody lucky that we came home safe and sound. Nothing happened to us. I don't want to scare you off travelling. Travelling is amazing and it's very safe, but there are things that can happen. So I'll just talk about a couple of stories. If you are travelling alone, please do not just get in a taxi that turns up and you ask him, like, can you go here? Please do it on either an app called Grab, like you order the taxi to you that go to, like, just order the Grab. Like, I know it might be a bit inconvenient and a little bit annoying, but not once did me and Joe just jump into a taxi and go. To be fair, it probably would have been okay with me and Joe because I'm with a male and there's 2 of us, you know, but one of our mates, he got into a taxi that just turned up and he was like, yeah, can we go here? 1, he's drunk, and 2, he didn't actually know the place. Obviously, most of the time you don't, you're travelling, you don't know where you are. But he just jumped into any old car that says they're a taxi, and they basically, without being too graphic, took him to a dark alley. He didn't know where he was, and long story short, he got all of his stuff taken away from him and he wasn't left in a nice scenario and place by himself with no one to call or anything like that. So if you are by yourself, I know it might not happen a lot, but like, I've heard this happen many times, like whilst being out there. So you just need to be street smart and book taxis. Don't just jump in any old car that says they're a taxi. I don't know how to put it, but if at any moment you're feeling, 1 minute, this is a bit weird, listen to your gut and turn around, because there's lots of times that have happened where I'm like, oh, this is a bit weird, or oh, this isn't right, and then it's not been right. So you just need to listen to your gut. If you're going down, if the tuk-tuk's taking you a place where it's a bit more quieter than where you've been to, or it's going down, yeah, a bit dark alleys or where they all live and stuff, rather than touristy places, and it's dark, and gosh, like, I've got one time we was in Cambodia and we were driving in a tuk-tuk and he just all of a sudden turned round the corner, and I just knew instantly, this is not where we're meant to be going. Like, this is not a place where I want to be going. And he literally went in a puddle. We had to push the tuk-tuk out of the puddle, and I was like telling everyone, like, we need to turn back, we need to go back, and they're like, no, it'll be fine. And at that moment I shouldn't have listened to them, because the tuk-tuk guy turned the tuk-tuk off. There was dogs barking at us, leaping at Joe's leg. Joe was going to kick the dog anyways, not going into too much detail. But when something feels wrong, listen to your gut and turn around. Another thing that you need to be wary of is the phones. I know it's like everyone says it and it's like said a lot, blah, but it's actually very important if you are, again, traveling your own, because then you'll have literally no way of contacting anyone. It's just an absolute nightmare. My friend, my best friend, is out there right now. She got her phone stolen from her. Luckily, like I said, me and Joe's didn't, and that is because when we was on a motorbike, we was not holding our phones out. If I had to look it on maps, I had it under a jacket or under like a throw or something, so people couldn't see that I had my phone out. I was just very smart about not letting people see that I have my phone out, because what they do is they go past on the motorbike, just literally grab your phone or push you, and then like take it. Again, this doesn't happen to everyone, like, don't worry, your phone's not going to get stolen from you, but if you're being silly about it, then it might. But then things that happen, like my friend just had her phone in her bag, and then he just went in her bag, took it, and then ran away. So just always make sure your bag is in front of you. You're either like holding it, I know it's really annoying, but it's either that or get your phones taken from you with all your photos, all of your like credit card details, all that stuff. It's very important to like keep that safe. On the other part of this question was, I don't even know what's going on in the video now because my boyfriend rudely interrupted. But I've got another good question here. It's a highlight of the trip. So obviously it's so hard to highlight a trip. Like, we travelled for a really long time, and it's so different, like, each place. But the true travelling experience, I feel like, is Vietnam. Because, and so many people said this to me before travelling, and I was like, Vietnam? But it was so good, and I understand why now. Because it is the ultimate travelling experience. You are like on night buses for 16 hours, and then you stay there for one day, and then you do like a 6-hour trip somewhere else, and then you just do something amazing, like see the biggest cave in the world, and then the next day you'll go and like you travel right from the bottom to the top, or right from the top to the bottom, and it's just a whole, I felt like that was my proper backpacking experience. which one was the cheapest to go to and which was the cheapest while you were there. The cheapest place was definitely Thailand. I'd spend £2 on a whole meal, like literally a whole meal from the market. I would spend £2. In Bali, I would spend £6 on one meal. And also, I found Thailand to be the only place that we could really barter. Like everywhere else, when you try and barter, they just kind of laugh at you and be like, no, this is the set price. Like, what are you doing? Whereas in Thailand, they'd be like, straight away, they'd say like, well, I don't know, like 60 baht, and then you'd be like, and they'd be like, 30 baht then. Like, they instantly like half the price. What advice for a girl travelling on her own? Right. All of you girls travelling by yourself, okay, there's a lot of you, and I would have travelled by myself if I didn't have a boyfriend who wanted to travel with me. Don't worry. I know I have said bits in my videos about like to be safe and like, you know, be sure of things, but that's just because you have got to be safe. I mean, obviously you don't want anything bad to happen to you whilst you're out there, which is quite unlucky, but in the same terms, if you're stupid, then it could happen to you. But don't worry, you are going to meet so many people whilst traveling. It's a joke. Literally the first day when you go out there, it's like another world. It's not like home. It's not like if you say hello to someone, they look at you and be like, oh, that's a weirdo. If you don't say hello, then you are a weirdo. Everyone speaks to everyone. I have a whole community on my Instagram and Snapchat, and whilst we were travelling, I literally knew everything that was going on with everyone who was travelling, because there's like a little community of people who are travelling at the same time that you know of everyone. It's really hard to describe, but you will meet so many different people from so many different walks of life, and it's just so interesting to hear about their stories. And that's the one thing that I absolutely love the most about travelling, is meeting so many different people who had so many different experiences, loads of different ages. We was kind of like the youngest people travelling, 19, like I didn't meet anyone younger than that actually. But there's people travelling from 19 to 35 and above. Like, it doesn't really matter what age you are, anything out there doesn't matter. Girl to girl, makeup is not a thing. It is a thing to some people, obviously, like you like to get glam at night time, but every single day I didn't wear any makeup. No one's wearing any makeup. It's so lovely to just get up and not worry about what you look like. Like, I feel like as soon as I got home, I was wearing what I look like when I'm walking around my hometown, like, you know, all that stuff. Didn't worry about what I was looking like, what I was like, anything. Like, it was so chill. Everyone's there just for a good time. You're gonna have the best time ever. I wish I could do it again. So yeah, that's just what I have to say. My camera is about to die. It is flashing red. I hope you did enjoy today's video, and I really hope that it does help in your travels and you can get some notes down and get really excited, because you are gonna have the best time ever, and I am jealous of you because you're going now. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Also, make sure you do subscribe, because I think like 50% of you have subscribed who you're watching. So if you enjoyed today's video, please subscribe, like and comment down below what you'd like to see in the next one. Okay, bye.